have stuff that you can memorize right here for the sine of these 30, 60, 90 triangles, the cosine, the tangent. Same thing with the 45, 45, 90s. But here's what I know. I know in geometry, you talked about these 30, 60, 90s and these 45, 45, 90s. Pretty simple to work with the triangles. So I'd recommend you actually memorize the triangles instead of like the sine of that, because this can play into a lot more stuff. So here's the deal with the 30, 60, 90. The hypotenuse is labeled 2. It's 2 times as long as the shortest side. The shortest side connects with it over here. So if you ever find out that the hypotenuse was 30, then the shortest side would be half of that, so it'd be 15. And then to find the third side, you take the short side and you multiply it by the square root of 3. So it would be, in this case, 15 root 3. That's it. And then you can go back and forth with all this stuff. Yeah. So let's say you only knew the short side was 5. Well, you know the hypotenuse is twice as long as that. So it'd be 10. And then the other side would just be 5 times the square root of 3. So it'd be 5 root 3. Great. Pretty easy to work with. And we'll come back to that. Now the 45, 45, 90s are nice because 2 of the sides are the exact same thing. Those are both equal. It's an isosceles right triangle. And then the hypotenuse is just whatever the side is times the square root of 2. So if this was 4, the hypotenuse would be 4 root 2. Right? And we can go backwards too with all that stuff. And we're probably going to have to a few times. And that's cool. So let's try it out. Use trigonometric function to find the value of x. This is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Here's our hypotenuse. It is 100. And remember, that's twice as large as this short side. So half of 100 means this side is going to come out to 50. Meaning this side, remember, you just take that short side, the 50, and multiply it by root 3. It becomes 50 root 3. That, to me, is the fastest way you can figure out x. Now, there is a very formulaic thing that the book would want you to do here. And they would have you look, let's see. So, with 60, the sides in relation to 60 are the opposite and the hypotenuse. So that would be the sine, because it's so. So the sine of 60 degrees would equal the opposite side, x, over the hypotenuse, which is 100. And then they would say, well, look at your chart. The chart that you're going to memorize. Oh, memorize this. And they would say the sine of 60 is equal to root 3 over 2. So you're like, great. I'll just replace sine of 60 with root 3 over 2 equals x over 100. Cool. We could even cross multiply. 2 times x is 2x equals 100 times the square root of 3 would be 100 root 3. And then just divide it by 2. 100 root 3 divided by 2 would be 50 root 3. Yep, that certainly is a way that you can get 50 root 3. How much better is this way? Alright, so let's try it that way for this. I want you to try it, so go ahead and pause. I'm probably running out of time, so pause and then check back in when you're done. Oh. Alright. So now we are given the hypotenuse of this. Oh, I ran out of time. Mr. Plant, you're just talking too much, dude.